In this video, we're going to understand the different types of participant within a Teams meeting. As we can see, we're just currently in this meeting with just one person. Now, if I go ahead and click on the participant view on the top tab, this shows me a comprehensive list of everyone who's currently in the meeting. It will also show people who haven't yet joined the meeting, but we've actually invited in. From the participants area, you actually have the ability to bring in additional people using the search functionality here. Now, at the moment, we are just listed as in this meeting as 2 people. What you might not know though, is within a Teams meeting, there's actually 2 different types of participants. So if you're in the meeting, you are participating. However, there's 2 different types. We first of all have our presenters, and then we have our attendees. Now, the only difference between these 2 types of participants is the amount of permissions they have within the Teams meeting. A presenter is able to mute others, remove people from the meeting, they're able to share content on screen, and control what the attendees can do. In this example, let's take George Parker listed down here, hover over his name and click on the 3 dots. We actually got the option to make this person an attendee. If we select change, we're now separated on the participants view. So we've got 1 presenter and we've got 1 attendee. Now, why would we make people attendees? Well, if we've got quite a large meeting going on and we're presenting to a larger audience, to keep people in check a little bit easier so they don't accidentally share their screen or come off mute for any reason, we can make everyone an attendee. We've just done it on a person-by-person basis in this example. What we're going to show today is how to make everyone in your Teams meeting an attendee, apart from yourself or possibly you and the select few other people. First of all though, let's just check what we can actually do for our attendees. First of all, on an individual basis, if I hover over George's name and click on the 3 dots, what I'm actually able to do is fully disable his microphone. This is different to just muting the participant, which you may have seen before when someone's a presenter. Temporarily muting somebody means that they can very easily come over here to the top and take themselves off mute again. Instead, we can actually disable this person's microphone. They'll be notified saying their mic has been disabled and they're not able to then unmute and potentially disrupt the meeting. Furthermore, if we click on the 3 dots again, we can actually disable somebody's video feed as well. This means that they cannot share anything from their webcam, and because they're an attendee, they're not even able to share their screen using the button up here. Now, they do still have the ability to do some things. So for example, if George had a question, he could raise his hand. And we can see he's done that just here. If that was the case, I could hover over his name again, select the 3 dots, and allow him to speak just temporarily whilst he asks the question. If they needed their video feed on, we would do the same thing from the 3 dots. Now, this is on an individual basis. If we had a large number of attendees, if we click on the 3 dots at the top here, we can disable microphone and video feeds for all of the attendees within our meeting. If for whatever reason, George needs to share his screen again, I can hover over his name, click on the ellipses of the 3 dots, and I can actually promote this person to be a presenter. So far in this video, we've been looking at presenters and attendees on a more individual basis. Now let's say we've started a meeting and a large number of people have just joined into the call, but all as presenters. Rather than clicking on each person's name, clicking on the 3 dots and making them an attendee on an individual basis, what we can do instead is click on the 3 dots on our toolbar, select our meeting options, and here is where we can change a lot of things about the meeting to actually suit our needs. The one that we're going to be changing in this video is who can present. So this question here is actually asking who's going to be a presenter and who's going to be an attendee. I'm going to click on the drop down arrow and I'm just going to make it so only I am the actual presenter in this meeting, but we can specify who we want to be the presenter as well. You've also got other options here as well, like do you want to allow reactions and meeting chat, so you can really lock down your meeting for your presenters and for your attendees. You need to make sure you scroll to the bottom and click on the save button, otherwise the changes will not apply. Once that's done, if we click back on the participants view, you can see George is now an attendee again, and anyone else who was to join the meeting would also join as an attendee. I can still click on this button and make someone a presenter on an individual basis if they did need to share something for whatever reason, so that's still possible. But as far as Teams is concerned, now only we are the presenter in this meeting, so we have complete control over others. Now, that's obviously changing it when the meeting begins. If I just head into my Teams application, you can see we're in our calendar and we've actually opened up the meeting we're in at the moment. If this meeting hadn't have actually started just yet, we can scroll down, run on the actual description area, and we can see the meeting options listed here. All I've got to do is hold down my control key and click once, and what it will do is actually open up in my web browser. From here, we're greeted with the same questions that we saw within the meeting. So all the options are changeable before the meeting's even started. As we can see, the who can present options just here. We'd be able to change this to only me or specify people who've been invited so we can actually control our meeting. Again, you need to make sure that you click on save. And once that's done, it will let us know here, and then our meeting is being configured correctly.